please join me in welcoming Julian Cherkinsky and special guests.
Testing 1, 2, 1, 2. Is this thing on? Can you hear me? Well, good evening, boys and girls. My name, thank you. Thank you. My name is Miss Mindy, and I am the librarian at the Brooksville City Library. I hope you are having a wonderful time tonight. How are you enjoying Wheel Fest? Yes? Thank you. Now, before we send you off to your campsites and nightly slumber, I'd like to read to you this little bedtime trilogy called Tales from the Double Wide. Written by an unknown Russian novelist and children's author, Julian Cherkinsky. The first offering is 4 chapters long and called The Saga of Cooter Dan. It's a lovely little tale, boys and girls, of murder, revenge, and unrequited love. And throw in a major catastrophe for good measure. It starts, boys and girls, with our hero, Cooter Dan, standing on the deserted shoreline, pining for his lost love. Boys and girls, chapter 1, Somewhere in the Ocean.
Somewhere in the ocean there's a ship that was sailing through. It was off on the horizon and I couldn't help but think of you. I've been stranded on this island since you left me in a feeling blue. Somewhere in the ocean there's a ship reminding me of you. You're probably with the captain having champagne and caviar, drinking rum with the stewards and the gamblers at the Keno bar. I'm just sure you're looking at them because I know that's just the way you are. Stranded on this island staring sadly at your ship so far. Reggae. I can barely read the letters on the bow, you're so far away. And the fog is starting to get thick, thick, thick. But I squinted and I see through the slowly rising mist that the name of the ship you're on is the Titanic. I'm beginning to feel better, I'm recovering from these blues. And when you get where you are going, won't you please send me some better news? I'm sure you'll have a great time partying on your Titanic cruise. Somewhere in the ocean there's a ship reminding me of you. I can barely read the letters on the bow, you're so far away. And the fog is starting to get thick, thick, thick. But I squinted and I see through the slowly rising mist that the name of the ship you're on is the Titanic. Somewhere in the ocean there's a ship that was sailing through. It was off on the horizon and I couldn't help but think of you. I've been stranded on this island since you left me and I'm feeling blue. Somewhere in the ocean there's a ship reminding me of you. Yeah. Somewhere in the ocean there's a ship. Somewhere in the ocean there's a ship. Somewhere in the ocean there's a ship reminding me of you.
from that first tragic love, moves to the small Florida town called Chappanuski, where he finds himself a job cutting bait fish at the local fish camp. He is soon smitten with pretty little Katie Brown, who works the counter at Ted's small wood store. And then something awful ensues, which leads us to chapter 2, titled Killer Joe and Naughty Nancy. And here's a footnote, boys and girls. This song placed in the top 10 in the 2016 Will McLean Songwriting Contest.
Killer Joe and Naughty Nancy couldn't dream their lives away, so they left their home in Georgia, headed down to FLA. When they reached old Chappanuski, looking for some place to ride, scrolling store was right for picking. They went in, they did the job. Katie Brown, she was at the counter. Oh, when she heard stick 'em up, old Nancy said, she turned around a little too quickly. Killer Joe, he shot her dead. Naughty Nancy grabbed the tail marks, 50 bucks, some loose change. Do you want me? It sure seemed crazy, but to them, it wasn't nothing strange. Cooler Dan, he was by the river. But when he heard the shotgun blast, he looked up from cutting babyfish, caught a glimpse as they drove past. Well, they didn't know that Katie's daddy, he was the sheriff of the town. When he found they shot his daughter, well, he swore he'd gun 'em down. Killer Joe and Naughty Nancy, they hold up at the Hotel Double A. Sheriff Brown came in guns blazing, shot 'em dead right where they lay. Killer Joe, Naughty Nancy, they couldn't dream their lives away, so they left their home in Georgia. They found some peace in FLA, and the preacher said some peace in FLA.
Now, boys and girls, obviously, Cooter Dan is not having much luck with the ladies. His first girl dies on the Titanic. His second is killed by demented Georgia criminals. But undaunted in his quest for love, He tries one last time to win the heart of a new girl he met at the Greyhound bus station. And we know how successful those bus depot romances can be. Well, I do, anyway. Chapter 3, boys and girls, tried and tried.
Tried to be the one who'll never make you cry, never make you run. He's the one who'll steal your heart, cherish it forever like some piece of priceless art. I don't want to be that one to make you cry or to break your heart, make you say goodbye to I don't want to be the guy, I just want to be the one. I don't want to be that one who always makes you cry, makes you feel undone. He's the one who'll steal your heart, leave it by the curbside like some piece of busted art. I don't want to be that one to make you cry or to break your heart, make you say goodbye to I don't want to be a guy, I just want to be the one. Can't you see that I am trying to be the guy who's right for you, make your dreams come true? Yes, I don't want to be the guy, I just want to be the one. One to make you cry or to break your heart, make you say goodbye to I don't want to be the guy, I just want to be the one.
Well, boys and girls, as luck would have it, for our hero cooter down, that girl at that bus station turned out to be a guy. So our man Dan at last resort invents his own heartthrob, an imaginary girl of his dreams. Which brings us to chapter 4, Dreams of Summertime.
She was made she seems a beautiful one of a kind, made up from his memories of movies and from pages of old magazines. Now he's off on his own, but no longer alone, made in the heat of summer. Nothing's wrong with a love that's not real, as long as it won't break your heart. You couldn't share all the love that she feels, but from him she was never apart. Those evenings in Paris, and the smell of the blossom so sweet, holding hands in the night, a beautiful sight, a beautiful sight for no one. He remembers that girl from Majorca. She was not quite the girl of his dreams. She was cold, she was real. She'd say what she'd feel, but he left for the one never seen. Then it happened one evening in winter. She was silent through all of his life, but she finally cried the moment he died, gone in the blink of an eye.
My. And that, boys and girls, is the end of the story of Cooter Dan. The first story in our trilogy, tragic. If you've been keeping score, that's 4 dead. That's a real folk story. Cooter Dan's dead, Katie Brown is dead, Killer Joe and Naughty Nancy are dead. Not to mention the 1,522 passengers and crew of the Titanic. I know, it's so sad. So let's go on to tale number 2, shall we, from the Tales from the Double Wide. It's a much more light-hearted offering called 12 for Mo. It's the story of a Scottish baroness who in the spring of 2015 commissions a couple of aging musicians. I mean old. I mean ancient. I mean like old, really old. Old musicians to pen a dozen songs for her. The pay? A magical concoctions, boys and girls, she created called Moe's Apple Pie. Now this concoction, boys and girls, promises to make older people young again. Here is chapter 1, boys and girls, Moe's Apple Pie.
If you're ever around the campfire light, you best beware Moe's apple pie. Just take one sip, that's all it takes. The more you drink, more she makes. We gave it to a girl from Madagascar. Next thing she knows, she thinks she's driving NASCAR. That's okay, she's home safe and sound. Let's give that jug another round. Tastes like candy from a store. You take one sip, you want one more. You best beware, be on your guard. Comes on fast, hits you hard. We gave it to a guy from Barcelona. He drank so much, now he's in a coma. That's okay, without a doubt. The doctors say he'll soon come out. So if you're ever around campfire light, you best beware Moe's apple pie.
Boys and girls, now settle down. The musician, oh no, you did not say that in my library, young man. The musicians are so taken by the lure of the magic elixir that they spend the next 8 months locked away in a double wide under grueling conditions, eating nothing but Italian sausage on pumpernickel bread and writing their songs. In chapter 2, called The Seconds Tick Away, we find out some of what they went through. Boys and girls, chapter 2, The Seconds Tick Away.
Oh, the seconds tick away, and I've got so much to do. But it's such a peaceful day. We'll play some music when I'm through. And while you're working for your pay, I'll be waiting here for you. I've got a mortgage to be paid. We all need a place to stay. So many things I need to do. When you get a chance, we'll play. At the end of the long day, I hope we'll find a way. So much gets in the way, but it's also sad to say.
My kid called me today, having trouble in her school.
Don't worry yourself away, it'll all get worked out soon. So much to think about, but I'd rather ride a tune. So much gets in the way, but it's also sad to say, oh, the seconds tick away, and we got so much to do. And it's such a peaceful day. We'll write a song before we're through. While you're working for your pay, we'll be waiting here for you.
Doesn't this just make you want to taste some of that Moe's apple pie?
Oh yeah.
Well, at this time, boys and girls, the band would like to invite, now remember, this is an elixir to make the old feel young again. So you must be over the age of 30 to accept this gift. Who would like to taste the famous elixir youth of Moe's apple pie? Please raise your hand. We warn you now, boys and girls, this is an alcoholic beverage. The amount we are providing has roughly the intoxicating equivalent of 1/2 of one beer. Maybe more, depending on your size and weight. Because it only works on the elderly to make them young again, anyone under 30 is not eligible for this free gift. So raise your hands, boys and girls, and you'll get a taste of while the band plays a short instrumental piece also inspired by Moe's apple pie. They call this one Scotch Grass. And hey, don't forget the librarian now. Come on. Wait, I'm not.
I don't think they're coming over yet. I don't think they're going over there. Are you 21 ever? I know. I'm sorry, there's so much here.
recapture their youthful exuberance, finding great joy in their surroundings, including and especially the amazing natural environment of Florida. Which brings us to chapter 4, boys and girls. It's the Florida that I love. Oh, and boys and girls, there's a footnote here too. It says this song also placed in the top 10 of the 2016 Will McLean Songwriting Contest.
It's the cypress that I love. It's the twinkling stars above. Wind blows through the pines that never blurs the lines of the Florida that I love. Loxahatchee in the pale moonlight, paddling up to an amazing sight. That old hoot owl's gonna take the flight. Oh, the sawgrass and the sand. When the tide is high, little winds will get me by. Palmettos spread their fans as they carry out the plans of Motherland. Mornings when the tide is high, gentle winds will get me by. Palmettos spread their fans as they carry out God's plans on Florida that I love. Big cypress that I love so much, the shining moon above the brush. Cool winds through the pines that never blur the lines of the Florida that I love. At the morning sunrise tide, I can scarcely believe my eyes. Just another day in paradise. It's the Florida that I love.
Happily ever after, or at least until the effects wore off. So that is the end of story number 2, called 12 for Mo. Now our third story is called Dip the Dibbler, the tale of a down on his luck man who lives under the steps of my library and the people who meet him. First, let's meet Dip and find out what's going on inside that man's head. Chapter 1, boys and girls, In My Own Asylum.
I walk these sidewalks and the world's closing in on me. The night gets darker and I feel the insecurity. Just need to make it to my room tonight. Close the door behind me, it'll be alright. In my own asylum, when my thoughts run free, I can find some comfort from this painful agony of day-to-day existence, escape reality. In my own asylum, when my thoughts run free. Some folks say that I need to get out a little more. Get myself a hobby and just walk out that door. They don't see the dangers that I see outside, the terrible things that make me want to run and hide. So I'll stay in my own asylum when the thoughts run agony of day-to-day existence, escape reality. My only side when my thoughts run free. Some folks say that I need a helping hand. My life should be more than whatever I have planned. Don't see the dangers that I see outside. Terrible things that make me want to run and hide. So I stay in my own asylum when the thoughts run free. I can find some comfort from this painful agony of day-to-day existence, escape reality. My own asylum when the thoughts run free. In my own asylum when the thoughts run free. In my own asylum when the thoughts run free. In my own asylum when the thoughts run free. In my own asylum.
So, boys and girls, Dick crawls under the library steps to ponder his existence. As he sits there, an inquisitive boy and his dad come walking by.
Hey, hey, Dad. Who's that man
out there, don't stare at strange men. No, boys and girls, you leave that up to me. That's your librarian's job. Well, to make a long story just a little bit longer, Dip is discovered by a social worker who through therapy, pharmaceuticals, and Yes-Mo's apple pie brings him out of his depression. Yes, boys and girls, he becomes a useful part of society. He ends up with bills and credit card debt and car payments and mortgages. Yes, many of the same joys we all experience and share. Which brings us to the last chapter in our book, The Life I Love.
Well, everywhere, in every square, people bugging me to share. Well, they want a piece of me. Well, like those Girl Scout troops and those political groups and all those government snoops. Well, they want a piece of me. Well, it's the life I love. It's the life I live. It's the life I lead to be free. It's the life I love. It's the life I live. It's the life I lead to be free. The girl from, where's she from? The Nigerian princess. Oh yeah. Her father's in jail, I guess. He somehow got my email address, and he wants a piece of me. Oh, the waiters and their tips. Oh, the casinos and their chips. Oh, and those girls that shake their hips. Well, they want a piece of me. You should be so lucky, Frank Julian. Well, it's the life I love. It's the life I live. Well, it's the life I lead to be free. It's the life I love. It's the life I live. It's the life I lead to be free. Oh my God. Oh, the dogs come up, and they snap at your heels. Oh, you know how that feels. That's so terrible. They want a piece of me. Oh, those horses in their stalls, with noise and their slips and falls. So you're back. Even the hobos after wild. Give me 20. Oh, they want a piece of me. But it's the life I love. It's the life I live. It's the life I lead to be free. It's the life I love. It's the life I live.
selling session for tonight. We hope you've enjoyed this new this book by this up-and-coming Russian novelist, Julian Cherkinsky. Yes, Tales from the Double Wide. You find that in your local library. You read it again. With Jerry Ledsome on bass, Townsend on percussion, Frank Julian vocals, guitar, and banjo, and Julian Cherkinsky vocals and guitar, and special guest Sean Curran on the fiddle. There are a limited number of uncommissioned bootleg CDs made especially for the Will McLean Festival. All of the songs from tonight's performance and more are available for $10 at the fall tent whenever they decide to open it back up. We also have the $5 sampler CD with us here that has a nice taste of the band's concerted efforts. Yes. Next week we will be reading excerpts from the classic story, The Lonely Dinosaur. So y'all be sure and come back. I am librarian, Miss Mindy Simmons. Good night, boys and girls.